And joining us now to discuss the New York City mayoral race is Trevor Loudon, an author, filmmaker, and public speaker. For more than 30 years, he has researched Marxist movements as well as the influence of the Chinese Communist Party. Trevor, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. Mamdani, obviously, the front runner in this race. He has no shortage of critics. I'm sure you saw Texas Congressman Chip Roy writing on X. He said, a radical Marxist Islamist will be the elected mayor of New York City fewer than 25 years after 9/11. We also had a New York Post article linking Mamdani's rise to a network of activists, many of whom are anti-Israel. You've been tracking this issue closely. Do you feel that conservatives are overreacting to Mamdani?
No, I think they're underreacting, to be honest. You know, the guy is a hardcore communist. His group, Democratic Socialists of America, has deep ties to Cuba, is developing ties to China, to various Latin American communist parties and terrorist organizations. He's also an advocate of Shia, the 12 sect of Shia Islam, which is, he converted to that, which is the official state religion of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which believes, by the way, that to bring on the day of judgment, one must plunge the world into chaos. So this guy hates capitalism. He hates Israel. His whole family is the same way, and he will turn New York into Detroit with Jihad. That's my estimation.
It's just incredible. He is the front runner, obviously, in the polls. Cuomo is closing the gap on him. Let's see how it goes, Trevor. Say, assuming he does get in, let's take a look at what that means looking forward. He didn't receive endorsements from leaders like Schumer or Jeffries for a while, and now we see House Leader Hakeem Jeffries has endorsed him. Schumer has not. What's your read on this? Is this a division within the Democratic Party?
Well, it's purely practical, you know, like the Democrats still need the Jewish vote in New York. So Schumer, who is pretty darn radical in his own right, won't do it. Jeffries is not quite so dependent on the Jewish vote as Schumer is, so maybe he can afford to do it at this late stage. But this is, none of these guys really disagree with Mamdani. They've got different tactical considerations, you know. Schumer has to win statewide. He's a senator. He has to win all over the state. So the Jewish vote is vital for him. Jeffries has to win a district that's largely black. So the Jewish vote is not quite so important for him. So he's more flexible in supporting Mamdani. This is purely tactical. This is not any indication of any philosophical belief.
This would be a significant win for the Democratic Socialists of America if they manage to pull it off. If they do, Trevor, what are you watching most closely? You've been warning about the influence of Marxism here in America for so long. What are you going to be watching if it does go through?
Well, by the way, I think the Deputy Mayor, Brad Lander, is also a member, Deputy Mayoral candidate is also a member of Democratic Socialists of America, as are several city councillors. So what I'm looking at is Mamdani will stack the New York City government with hundreds, if not thousands, of radicals, DSAs, care activists, etc. He will already have a very long list of people he's going to appoint, and he's going to turn New York into a counter state, an actual, you know, to basically defy the federal government in every possible way they can. You know, to get ICE out of the city, to defy the police, defy the FBI, whatever, and turn New York into a revolutionary fortress funded by those few New York taxpayers who couldn't afford to sell and leave, and will basically be living in a state of a pretty abject state after a short period of time. The last time we had a very left-wing mayor in New York was in the early 90s, David Dinkins, who let crime go crazy. Times Square was a cesspit. Well, David Dinkins was also a member of Democratic Socialists of America, and it took Giuliani to come in with his, with his broken windows policy and tough on crime approach to fix it. But Mamdani is way, way, way more radical than David Dinkins. And he's got a much bigger machinery around him. He's got over 50,000 volunteers in his campaign. You know, and many of them will be getting government jobs if he is elected.